is our final takeover show together, Holly.
Yeah, it is. A little bit sad, man.
A little bit sad. It's also my final takeover show with the amazing Kelli Naturopath, who joins us right now over Zoom. Kelli, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? Your final week?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Very, mixed emotions, I would say. Like, I'm excited for a new chapter, but I'm also just, sad to be leaving people like yourself, regular guests, and Holly and the rest of the crew who come in every week. I'm going to miss having those people and you guys around me. So I am feeling a little bit sad, but I'm also feeling very excited and, good things happening, so it's going to be good. But we actually weren't meant to chat tonight. We hadn't planned to, but we thought we've got to do it one last time because I missed our chat last week, or the chat that you, Daz, and Holly had last week about diabetes and insulin resistance. And I listened back to the chat. It was so informational, so interesting. And as someone with type 1 diabetes, I actually learnt quite a bit from that as well.
Yeah,
so
right.
I was like, this is so good. I would love to chat with you again one final time. So that's what we're doing tonight, Kelli. This is obviously the final time with myself, not your final time on the show. But we're chatting about winter wellness, winter well-being, immunity. Why is this something that I know why, but, what is winter? Why does winter impact our immunity? Let's go with that.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting. The body responds differently in different seasons. Winter can often be a really tricky time. People find it a little bit harder to stick to healthy habits like getting moving and eating well. You're looking more for comfort foods. You're not getting out in the fresh air and the sunshine as much. It's harder to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
People don't want to, drink water, feel like drinking as much water. So it just feels a little bit more difficult, I think.
Do you think now...
Plus the colds and flus.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just going to say. Like, is there a correlation with the weather being cold actually causing cold and flu, or is that a myth?
Well, it's not a myth in the sense that colds and flus tend to be more prevalent when the weather's colder. Like, they function better, they replicate more easily when it's cold. And so that tends to be why they hang around more this time of year. And we call it flu season for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's not that the cold weather causes it, but it just makes us a bit more susceptible.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we might chat about some of your top tips for boosting our immunity in these colder months and safeguarding ourselves against cold and flu. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back straight after this with Kelli Naturopath on Life FM. You're on the Takeover Wellness Wednesday with our lovely naturopath of the show, Kelli Naturopath. Kelli, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be on for this bonus episode.
Yeah, bonus edition of Wellness Wednesdays because it is my final week on the Takeover, so it's our final opportunity to chat health and well-being. And I have to say, I love this segment. I love the fact that we get to talk into all of these different things and learn so much from your wisdom. But I love especially that a lot of young people have come up to me at different events and have said, I love listening to you and Kelli talk on a Wednesday night. I love hearing what you guys are talking about and learning more about health and well-being. And I think it's so important. So, Kelli, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing it continue from next week onwards. But tonight we are doing a special bonus edition of Wellness Wednesdays, looking at cold and flus and just winter and the cold and immunity. And Holly, you've got a great question.
Yeah, well, we were saying before off air that like everyone seems to be sick at the moment. And I was wondering the other day, I'm like, what is the best way to like naturally boost our immunity? I'm like, do we just eat a whole garlic? Like get the ginger happening? Like what are we supposed to do? So Kelli, my question is, what are some natural ways that we can boost our immunity during winter? Are we supposed to eat a whole garlic?
Yeah, do we do that? Should we eat a whole garlic? Or is that actually more detrimental to our health?
Is that going to be bad?
Not for most people, well, but it probably won't taste very nice, may not sit too well in your stomach. True.
Not so good for the people around you either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but it helps keep people away.
Yeah.
If people are away, you don't get the germs.
It's true.
It's a great way to social distance.
That's right. That's right. It has multiple uses. The garlic, for sure. Yes. So, in answer to your question, so prevention is first. So, some really key things to do in terms of prevention is, one, make sure your vitamin D levels are in a really good place. So if you haven't had them checked for a while, or if you've struggled with deficiency in the past, really good to get that checked, because we know that low vitamin D puts us more at risk of catching flus and viruses and colds.
Okay.
The second thing would be to rest. And when I say rest, what I probably more specifically is prioritizing sleep. So not burning the candle at both ends, because the sleep is really, really important to making sure that your soldiers, so your immune system being your defense system, that your soldiers are functioning really well and effectively. And the other thing I would say in terms of diet wise is making sure that you're avoiding like added sugars, refined sugars. Not fresh fruit. Fresh fruit is fantastic, but added sugars and processed foods, because these essentially, for lack of a better description, put our immune cells to sleep, basically, for a period of time. So they kind of make our cells sleepy, and they block the uptake of vitamin C into the system.
Can I just say, Kelli, I was, I know it was a few weeks ago now, I was unwell with like a cold flu type thing, and I know Daz was filling in for me, and you guys did a Wellness Wednesday, but I kind of, that lingered, like it lasted maybe a couple of weeks, and a little bit longer than a usual cold would for me. And then after that, I had like a couple of weeks of like lots of coughing, and I'm finally better now. But yesterday I started to feel like I was getting sick again, and I do feel exhausted. Like there's a lot going on. It's the end of semester for study. This week I've got a lot of assessments due, and next week there's obviously a big change with me going over to the drive show, and like there's just lots going on. So when I grabbed a Freddo Frog earlier today, that probably wasn't wise to help me feel a bit better, a bit more energized.
I had a Freddo Frog today
well,
too.
it's not going to help your immune system terribly.
Okay, yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure it gave you a little bit of joy in the moment, and that's important as well.
That's true. That's true. Freddo Frogs do that.
If we're just looking at the physiology, then yeah, not ideal. We want lots of whole foods, lots of fruits and vegetables. The one thing that people do, which really shouldn't, is drinking like liters of orange juice, thinking that they're helping themselves with lots of vitamin C, but really it's a lot of concentrated sugar. So may not be the best way to get your vitamin C in. But
that's even if it's with no added sugar, the orange juice?
Yeah, even when it's no added sugar, because you're taking those sugars out of their natural context. So when you eat an orange, that's different. Because you're having it with the fibre, it breaks down differently in the body.
Yeah, wow.
When you're drinking juice, you're having the same amount of sugar that's equal to a lot of oranges, and it's also broken down differently.
Yeah,
you've taken all that fibre out and whatnot.
Even if it's fresh orange juice, it goes like it's the same thing. You're better off eating an orange than drinking it.
Still better off eating an orange.
Yeah,
but you know, if you're squeezing the orange yourself, then that's going to be better than buying it from the supermarket.
Yeah.
But still better off eating an orange. Kiwi fruit are really great. Vitamin C foods. All berries, capsicums, chilies. And then if you start to feel like you're coming down with a cold, this is what I do. So yes, I do the garlic. So I'll get 4 to 6 garlic cloves, and I will quarter them, put them in a mug, and then I'll get a big chunk of ginger and slice it up and put it in a mug. So lemon juice and a little bit of honey, and pour hot boiling water over it and let it steep for about 10 minutes, and then drink that, and do that several times a day.
Wow.
It sounds disgusting. Try it before you knock it, because it actually is not as bad as it sounds.
Okay.
And if you've got a sore throat, you can put a pinch of cayenne pepper in there, because that will act like a bit of an analgesic and anti-inflammatory.
Wow.
As well. So the moment I feel something that's coming on, or if my kids are sick and I think I really don't want to get this, I start on that straight away.
Yeah.
As well as my vitamin C and other bits and pieces.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, that's great. So a few cloves of ginger, a few cloves of garlic, some ginger sliced up, and then with honey, lemon juice, boiling water, and just let it steep for about 10 minutes and then drink that. And do that a few times a day.
Yeah.
I
would.
Oh, I'm going to try that. Even though I'm not sick right now, I think just to boost my immunity anyway.
Yeah, I'm tempted as well.
Yeah. We should
I'm
do
scared,
a sip sensation.
though.
Oh, my goodness.
2 more days, though. You have to do it tomorrow night. Unless we have garlic in the kitchen.
I actually do it without the honey.
Okay.
And it tastes, and I prefer it that way because it's a bit more like a broth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit more savoury.
A bit more savoury.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
otherwise, just adding ginger and garlic to your food, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And staying hydrated is really important, even though it's really, really tricky.
Yes,
it
when
is.
it's so cold.
Yeah.
But herbal teas are awesome to help keep you hydrated because you can have a hot beverage.
Okay. We have to let you go, Kelli. This chat has been so good that we've gone a bit over time, but just very quickly, things like the sore throat, like lozenges and sore throat sprays and gargles and those sorts of things, are they okay sometimes, or is it better to avoid those?
Oh, I mean, like they're going to have chemicals and colours and different things in them. It does depend which ones you're choosing. You can get a lot of natural or more natural sort of ones now. So it always pays to ask if you're wanting to avoid some of those options. But yeah, in general, try the natural ways first, and if that doesn't work, move on.
Yeah. I'm going to try that. I think that sounds great. I actually haven't had dinner, so I'm even like...
I'm just thinking about garlic bread. I'm like, does that count, Kelli? Garlic bread or not really?
Garlic bread?
Yeah.
No, not so much therapeutic. Garlic bread. Although, if you crush the garlic yourself, you'd still get some benefit from the garlic, but not so much the bread, probably.
Yeah. But hey, I'll take it. That's music to my ears.
Anything is better than nothing. Kelli K. Naturopath, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The final chat that I'll get to have with you, but it's been so interesting over the last, couple of years that we've had you on the show. It's been really good chatting.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, Maz. It's been so awesome to be able to educate and share my knowledge with people in this way. So all the best.
It's our pleasure, Kelli. Endeavor. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's our absolute pleasure. Thank you as well for coming in and for chatting with us over Zoom and just inciting so many people with your wisdom, and it's just so good, so good. All week I keep having these chats and I'm like, don't cry. Let's move on. No. But yeah, look, it has been really good. So Kelli, thank you so much. And all of our chats, pretty much all of them, you can find over on the website mylifefm.com, as well as on your website and your YouTube channel, Kelli. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. You can find them via my Instagram or Facebook page through my bio. There's a link to them there.
Fantastic. Go and check them out right now. Kelli K. Naturopath, thank you so much.
Wellness Wednesdays on The Takeover, brought to you by station sponsor Kelli K. Naturopath. Book your free intro call today at kellik.com.au.